after the draft, every team scrambles around and tries to sign the undrafted free agents in hopes that they find the next Arian Foster, the next Kurt Warner, the next Chris Harris. Like that undrafted player that turns out to be a star player for them. And with the Texans, it's no different. They signed 9 undrafted free agents. Now, obviously, not every undrafted free agent can turn out to be an Arian Foster. The hope is that one of them does turn out to be an Arian Foster, or if one of those guys turns out to be just a decent player or a decent backup, that's a win. Because you literally gave up nothing to get one of these players. They're undrafted free agents. You didn't use a draft pick on them. You didn't, give them a bunch of money. You just picked them up because they went undrafted coming out of college. And, yeah, they turned out to be a good player for you. So, the Texans, like I said, they signed 9 undrafted free agents. And we're going to talk about them. Let's start off with Nick Tiano, quarterback out of Chattanooga. He's 6'5", 240 pounds. Now, that's all I'm really going to say about him. I'll be 100% realistic. This guy has no shot of making a team. He's really only going to be there for a camp body for rookie mini camps. If there's even any rookie mini camps, I don't think much of this guy. The Texans, obviously, they already have Deshaun Watson. They have their backup quarterback in A.J. McCarron, and they also have Alex Magoo, so to expect Nick to come in here and even win a roster spot is, really, really unrealistic. It's just not going to happen, and, like I said, he's just going to be a camp body type of guy. Camp arm is what they call him. Next guy, we got Alex Woodworth out of North Texas. Now, the Texans have him listed as a center, even though he played left tackle and left guard at North Texas. He's 6'4", 295 pounds, so if he's going to play inside, I think he's a little too light. It was hard for me to find footage on this guy, but I really don't think much of him. I don't think he has a shot of making this team. Next guy, tight end Dylan Stapleton out of James Madison. He's 6'5", 245 pounds, and when I watched some film on him, the first thing that stood out is he is a willing blocker. He will block. Whether it's run blocking or pass blocking, he will block. Now, as a receiver, he's not all that special. There's not much there, but as a blocker, I'll give him that. This guy kind of reminds me of Darren Fells in a way. Well, at least the way he was being used, because if you guys recall, for a little while there, the Texans were kind of sneaking out Darren Fells for a short 2-yard pass, and then he'd gain 6-7 yards. Well, over there in James Madison, they were kind of doing the same thing with him, and he was also, like I said, a willing blocker, and that's what Darren Fells does very well. Now, this guy, I can see why the Texans brought him in, because he can do a lot of the stuff Darren Fells does, and Darren Fells is a little bit older. He's up there in age. However, I don't see this guy having a single shot of making the 53-man roster. Maybe he makes it to the practice squad, but even then, that's a stretch because the Texans, they're kind of loaded at tight end. They got Darren Fells. He's your starting tight end. They got Jordan Akins, who, for whatever reason, they love. They have Kahali Waring, 3rd-round pick from last year. And they got Jordan Thomas. Jordan Thomas is probably going to get cut, so they're going to go with Jordan Akins, Darren Fells, and Kahali Waring. So this guy, yeah, he has a long shot to make the roster. He's probably not going to make it. He might not even be on the practice squad, if I'm being honest here. Now, the next guy, we got nose tackle Alsoya Alufahe out of West Virginia. 6'4", 320 pounds. This guy is a nose tackle in college. He was a very good run stopper. This guy, he has a high motor. He's a worker bee. He works hard. He's your stereotypical Bill O'Brien guy. Practice hard, work hard. So that's gonna get him some points with Bill O'Brien. I don't think this guy makes a team, even though I do somewhat like him as a nose tackle. I don't think this guy makes a team, however, because we got Timmy Jernigan, we got Brandon Dunn, Angelo Blackson, Carlos Watkins. We just drafted Ross Blacklock. So, yeah, this guy, I don't think he makes the team, but I wouldn't be shocked if he was on the practice squad, and I also wouldn't be shocked if someone stole him from our practice squad and added him to their 53-man roster. But, hey, if this guy can stay on our practice squad for the whole year, I'll be happy because I do think this guy does have some potential to be, one of our rotational guys. I'm not going to say this guy's going to come in here and be next DJ Reader because, dude went undrafted for a reason. But I do think this guy has some potential to at least be a rotational defensive lineman for us. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to him. Next guy, we got outside linebacker Amir Jones out of Notre Dame. He's 6'3", 255 pounds. He was pretty much a backup at Notre Dame. He's an edge rusher. He's extremely athletic, but it kind of stops there. Some people are kind of high on him, but I don't really see anything too impressive that puts this guy on our roster over Duke Ejiofor, even Brendan Scarlett, Jacob Martin, Jonathan Grenard. This guy, he has no shot at making the team unless he becomes a special teams ace in preseason, which I could see because this guy is capable of playing special teams, but who knows? I'm personally not that impressed with Amir Jones. Next guy, we got inside linebacker Jan Johnson out of Penn State. He's 6'2", 230 pounds, and I don't see anything there on this guy either. He's just a preseason guy. I don't see this guy being able, obviously, to overtake McKinney, Cunningham, or Dylan Cole. I don't see him being able to beat out Tyrell Adams or Peter Columbayi as our special teams linebackers either. So, yeah, I don't think this guy makes the roster either. I think he has a long shot. Now, let's move on to, I guess, the three big guys that I feel like most people are hyped about. And one of these guys I'm extremely hyped about. Now, the first one is Cordell Iwagu, guard out of TCU. Now, this guy, he's 6'3", 310 pounds. He's strong. He's nasty. He's pretty much, he has that mean streak that you want in an offensive lineman. Remember Julien Davenport? I used to clown him all the time. The dude, he was built like a straight up offensive lineman, but he was soft AF. He didn't have that little mean streak, not even a little bit. So the guy got bullied around. But this guy, Iwagu, he is the complete opposite. He has that mean streak, and I absolutely love it. Now, the problem with Iwagu is he is a way better run blocker than pass blocker. His pass blocking is not good. My best bud Duck, Rising Phoenix, go sub to him on YouTube. His link will be at the top of my description. Go sub to him, show him some love. He's cool. He pretty much described him as Xavier Suafilo. Good run blocker, not a good pass blocker. And he's, I guess, the opposite of Zach Fulton. I know what you guys are thinking. Maybe this guy can be Zach Fulton's replacement. Well, maybe he can develop, but as of right now, maybe you can stash this guy in the back of your roster. Maybe you can IR stash him, because I do think this guy has potential, but as of right now, I do not want this guy starting over Zach Fulton because, in my opinion, pass blocking is more important than run blocking when you have a quarterback like Deshaun Watson. I don't want to have a guy messing around there and Deshaun Watson gets hurt. I'd rather have the pass blocker and Zach Fulton for right now, see if this guy develops, and, see where we go from there. But I do like this guy. However, there is one little concern. At the scouting combine, he had some knee swelling, so yeah, maybe this guy has knee problems, but I don't know. Still, though, I think it's worth keeping him around. Now, next guy, I feel like this is the guy most people are hyped about, and it's running back Scotty Phillips out of Ole Miss. He's 5'8", 210 pounds. He's pretty quick. He makes people miss, especially in the first level. He has a pretty nice little stiff arm to him. He runs hard. The dude, he falls forward in a way. Even though he's smaller, He's kind of somewhat of a power back, but here's his issues. He does not really fit with what the Texans like to do, and that's running the ball inside, whether it's power running scheme or zone running scheme. The Texans like to run the ball inside, and Scotty here, he likes to bounce the ball outside. He has a tendency in doing that, and even if he does that, he is better suited for an outside zone running scheme, and the Texans, they don't really do that. They like to send everything down the A-gap and stuff. So, yeah, this guy doesn't really fit with what we like to do. And he's also not a good pass blocker. He's not a good pass protector. So, that right there is another issue. You know, Bill O'Brien likes guys that can do everything. And then this, too. He wasn't used on special teams at Ole Miss. So, can he play special teams? I don't know, because we already know Duke Johnson and David Johnson are our two main running backs, so that means Scotty would have to play special teams to make the team. Can he play special teams? That's what we don't know. The other running back spot goes to Buddy Howell. So, there's one running back spot open on this team because we usually carry 4. Can Scotty get that 4th running back spot, or would it be Karan Higdon? Now, I'm not going to say this guy has 0 shot, because he does have a shot because we have an open spot. But we'll see. Moving on to the last guy. This is a guy I absolutely love, and it is Tyler Simmons out of Georgia, wide receiver. 6 feet tall, 200 pounds, fast AF. Fast AF. Now, this guy, he is extremely raw in my opinion, in terms of like actual wide receiver skills, like route running and all that. But for right now, he can be a gadget type player. Think of a Tavon Austin, you know, line him up at running back, have a little end around, maybe a little wide receiver screen that Bill O'Brien loves, or make him run really fast in a straight line to stretch the defense a couple plays, because he does have that burning speed. So early on, you can do all that stuff with him until he learns to become a proper wide receiver. But the main reason why I like Simmons is because he can return kicks and punts at a pretty high level. This is a guy who has breakaway speed. He has pretty good vision with the open running lanes. That's why I said line him up at running back. He has good vision. You can return kicks to the house. You guys know how I feel about Deandre Carter. I do not like Deandre Carter. I don't think he's good enough to be on this team. Now, can Deandre Carter do more than Simmons right now in terms of like actually going out there and playing wide receiver? Yes, but I feel like you can do so much more with Tyler Simmons than you could with Deandre Carter. Now, does he have a shot at making the team? I see it's a long shot, but I'm rooting for him. I am rooting for him because, look, the Texans already have Brandon Cooks, they have Will Fuller, they have Kenny Stills, they have Randall Cobb, they have Kiki QT, they have Isaiah Coutler, who they just drafted, Deandre Carter, so they have 7 wide receivers. The Texans usually carry 5. So, yeah, it's not looking good for Tyler Simmons, but like I said, I am rooting for him 100%. But I'm also not going to get my hopes up either, because Bill O'Brien also said that this year, due to the Rona, it's going to be a veterans year. So I wouldn't be shocked if none of these guys made the team. But I am hoping that some of these guys stick around, especially Tyler Simmons, because I do think that he has a future in this league in terms of a return man. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be Devin Hester. I'm not saying that, but I do think he can be a pretty good special teamer for us. I think he can elevate our special teams to the next level, because like we already have the coverage units. Like, you hardly see the Texans let up a big return on punts and kickoffs. Now we need to work on the other side, punt returns and kick returns. We need to start getting more yards, because all Deandre Carter would do was fair catch the ball at the 10, and we'd be stuck in a bad situation. We need a guy who can flip the field position at an instant, and Tyler Simmons is that guy in my opinion. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys for today. Those are my thoughts on the Texans 2020 undrafted free agent class. Comment down below your own opinion on our undrafted free agents, and be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.